How's it going, Freshwater Freaks? So today we are going to be building a quarantine system for our new fish that may come in, or if we have any sick fish that we want to monitor. So the first thing we want to do is pick out two 10-gallon tanks. We're going to clean them out really well already, save some time on the video. Got it all nice and clean. Let's talk about the sealing though. You can see here, this is a tank that we resealed. It's got a nice thick line around that. And then this one here is a stock seal. You can see there's not really much of a line there. So we have one tank we have refurbished and resealed, and then we'll have just a regular one. So one of the things that I had to figure out was the filtering system. So what we're going to do is, you remember we built these in our last upload for the filters, the DIY filters. So I solved myself a little problem of keeping them submerged and where I wanted them to. So they're going to mount in between with this little camel hump. It'll camel back between and keep them in place in the back. We have a single pump that's going to run these because we don't need it all the time, so we don't want to take up the excess air from the system. So it'll be running on its own closed air system. So let's start putting things in place. We put a energy efficient bulb up in here with a light switch, but what it's hooked up to is the light system, so that when we turn off our master light, it'll all turn off at the same time. So we're running our air line from our pump set over here behind the 55. Okay. Now we will run that line behind the tanks as best as possible. My neck's been bugging me the last couple of days, so I'm trying not to do too much turning here. Luckily these 10 gallons are super light. Push those all the way back. Nice. Flush them out to the wall. Give them a little space from each other. And then this guy here, let's see if we can get those in. We're going to mount these. Together a little bit. Alright, I like that. So that way that's what it'll look like from the front. Get these air lines run up here. I should be able to that in there. Bangle that down. Try and switch here with you. We're going to use that bracket to help keep the lines and bottles in line. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that air line, we're going to run it to right there, and we will clip that. We're going to have to fix that light. Go ahead and fix that light real quick. Okay, so now that we got the light fixed here, we can get back with what we were doing. It was just a screw that needed to be rethreaded up in there. Okay, so we are going to install our T right here on the air system. And we are going to run a shorter line on each of these. That will be a more direct path, and I'll give you a better view of this when I'm done. So that will mount here. Alright, and then just one more connection here. We'll just run that underneath the light. Alright. So now we have our connection. Fantastic. Okay. So let's take a look at this. So we have our two tanks sitting here. Okay. We've got the bottles mounted, and we just ran that air line. You can see the air line runs down into the side of the neck and then just up into the filter floss, so that creates the air filtration. It'll draw water up through the opening. It should be fine. No fish should be able to get up in there. So we've got our bracket mounted. I'm really liking the way that turned out. Keeps the bottles snug. And with the quarantine or a hospital tank, you don't want a substrate. That's another thing that you're going to notice. There's nothing in these tanks as far as substrate. So we're actually going to reline these so they come up to the front. I like that a little better, maybe. Yeah. Alright. That gives everything some room to sit here about the middle. Let's fill it up. Now, before these things get too full, you're going to want to make sure that you've got them placed where you want them. Like I've got them set here. It's about where I want them on this front lip. Nice flush look. Everything's streamlined behind this support beam, so you won't really see any of that. Whoops, I don't want to pull on my bottle there. So we should be able to see our air system working here. Just a sec once the water line gets up there. Now, this project was really simple and fast. Easy to build a quarantine tank. All you need is a 10-gallon. You can pick up a 10-gallon at your local pet store like Petco or PetSmart. They do like $1 a gallon sale, or you can pick one up used for about $1 a gallon is what you should pay. If it's an acrylic tank, maybe $2, $3 depending on if it's a bow front or special features. But I don't pay more than $1 a gallon, and I don't charge more than $1 a gallon. And that goes for maintenance or purchasing tanks that I have that I've refurbished. It only seems right. So, let's see, we've got the bottles coming in here. Let's see here. You should start to see some air. See how well this system's going to work out. See, the bottles are starting to float a bit, but as that polyester starts to absorb some of the water, it'll relax. Doesn't look like we've reached the airline yet on that one. Let's switch over to the other one and fill that up as well. Slow that flow down. see the water taking up the bottle, slowly absorbing that polyester filter floss. I don't expect to see any water or bubbles until I get to the top, so maybe we should see how that works out. We'll get it filled up here. Make it real quick short. So we've got everything filled up. We've got the air system running, but I'm having a bit of a problem keeping these guys in place. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually use a piece of rock, prop it over here in the corner. Maybe that's not a good idea. I don't want that rock to fall over and ultimately break the bottom of the tank. So right now we're going to call it pretty good. Maybe we'll float them at an angle. Oh yeah, there we go. And I do need to adjust my airline. But for now, we've got a quarantine system and we're good to go. We're going to let these heat up to the room over the next couple of days, and we'll see how everything looks. But other than that, it was simple, it was fast, it was cheap. We basically used things we had in the fish room and around the property. Always have, you know, extra heaters and pumps on hand. Yeah. So other than that, thanks for joining me for the project. Bare bottom, you want to be able to watch your fish. You want to be able to monitor their stool and their waste. Make sure there's no parasites on them. And that's one of the main reasons for that glass bottom. So you can just monitor your fish, make sure there's nothing going on. You want to do this for about 4 to 6 weeks with a new fish before you introduce it to your established aquariums. So again, like and subscribe to the channel if you like what you've seen here, or if you like following what we've started doing here. Leave comments in the comment section below. And again, thanks for keeping it fresh.